It's a rainy, windy, cloudy, well, of course it's cloudy since it's rainy, beautiful autumn day out right now. As you can tell by the lighting, it's kind of this diffused lighting here. Also, if you're very observant, which I'm sure you are, you will have noticed that there is a spoon in my pen holder. Yep. Also, I cut my hair. So this week I wanted to talk about, yep, every writer needs a squeaky chair. Just kind of goes without saying. So this week I wanted to talk about endings, or more of a pattern I discovered when I write an end to a story. The end. But when I sat down to do that, I realized that I've actually made 2 videos, part 1 and part 2, called Make It the End, about endings. But that was more on the lines of like stop editing and just end the story. Gotta remember, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this video. Yeah, because it's different. So I've been doing this challenge. You can check it out in the description. I will give a link. Called 52 Short Stories in 52 Weeks. I got it from a quote by Bradbury. Write a short story every week. It's not possible to write 52 bad short stories in a row. So, with that, I decided to go ahead and try it. So I am now going into week 3. I've done week 1 and week 2. Went really well, really helpful. I like it a lot, but that's not what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about endings. But what I discovered about endings is based off of doing this challenge. The first week I wrote the story, it took from Monday to Sunday to actually write it. It went really well though, and then into the second week it took from Monday to Friday or Thursday to finish it. But what I discovered in the second week when it came to the ending is something that I realized I do a lot and I never noticed it. When I come to the end of a story and I know everything that's going to happen, I already know the story in my head. I know the next few last paragraphs. It's going to tie beautifully in with the beginning and just finish off the story. I end up just taking a break. I don't write it. I'm going to take a break. And then I end up procrastinating. It takes me a little longer to finish it sometimes. Hours, days, weeks, months. But being on this time schedule of having to finish a short story in a week, I couldn't do that. And that is when I realized I totally procrastinate at the end. Why? I figured it out, darling. I figured it out. Coming to the end of a short story means you have to say goodbye to your characters. Now I know that it's draft 1, so you'll have many more drafts where you'll be, hanging out with them, editing it, revising it, but there's a different feeling when you come to the end of the first draft, because the first draft is the creation process. It's when the characters are coming to life for the very first time on paper or screen, and you have to say goodbye. It's just bittersweet, where of course the characters will live on in editing and your imagination, but they stop in a way when you write the end. I realized that I use it as a way to not have to deal with that, because I don't like goodbyes. When I realized that, I sat back down, pulled up the story, and I wrote the ending. And it wasn't like it was hard or it's like pushing through. It was easy. I knew what I was gonna write, but it had that bittersweet feeling of farewell, my beloved characters. Live on, but just not in word. And so when I discovered this pattern, I could see it going back in the history of writing of mine. I'm looking forward to this next week's short story because I'm going to try. It's not that I've never done it before, but the majority of the time, I'm going to try to, when I get close to the ending, I'm just going to stay seated in the chair and just finish it, just write it. Not take a break. I don't need a refill on my tea. just finish the story. I mean, it's not going to be like catastrophic. It's just going to happen. But it's going to be breaking a pattern. So it's exciting. I think this challenge is going to help me in a lot of ways. Better my skills, better my writing habits and such with the with writing every week a short story. And at the same time, I'm going to be writing a lot of short stories, so it's going to feel great to accomplish all these short stories over and over and over. And hopefully, like the quote said, there will be one good story or maybe more. Side note, I just want to say, when I was doing this video, I started to look through some of my books that I own all over the place, and I found that, shockingly, a lot don't have the words "the end" written at the end. I never noticed this before. It's just something I noticed. It's not good, nor bad. It's just an observation, like, you know, the spoon in the pen holder. It's interesting. Older books have the end written in, but not so much with the newer books. So if you want to check that out, just go find a novel of yours and flip to the end and see if it has the end written in it. Kind of made me want to write the end at the end of my stories, just because, you know, it's kind of different. But so that's a side note. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear what makes you procrastinate in your story. Like, is it in the beginning, the middle, the end? Is it in editing? Where is it? Maybe you don't. That's awesome. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it out to your friends and family and strangers. Remember to write like a snowflake, which means to write like yourself. Don't write like anybody else. Write like you. Be you. I'm Sarah. As usual, I'm Sarah. I will see you later.